Hey y'all, Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, it's time for us to get into our From Jamie's Perspective, okay, regarding politics, all right, at this particular time. Um, First things first, the biggest situation we have is these Epstein files that have yet to be released. Now, yes, we did get a few emails. There were a lot of documents that came out from the Epstein estate, but I do believe that the other documents that everybody is waiting on is still in the hands of the DOJ. I believe a lot more names will be released at some point. I do believe that they are waiting on a vote for today. And this is very, very, very interesting. Very interesting, as Trump's name came out more than one time. I mean, child, somebody was alleging that Trump was over there doing some things he had no business doing with Bill Clinton. Allegedly, that's what's also being put out there. Like it's crazy when it comes to these Epstein files. I mean, I've seen where Trump did not want anyone, or at least they met with one of the Congress individuals to ask her to not vote for releasing these documents. She said she still will do it. He was trying to get people to not vote for it. Then he came out and started accusing Democrats of certain things. Then he came out and said, "Fine, let it release." And then I think he ended up doing like an interview or something on television where he's ready for this conversation to go away and stuff. And it's like, you ready for it to go away because it's adding fire. Okay. It's getting hot in the kitchen. Is that what's going on, sir? Right. So he's ready for all of this to go away. Then he's like, well, release the files. It's a witch hunt. All of this stuff is a hoax. It's this, that, and the other. Yeah, okay. The way they be set up here playing in the people's face, and these people will still advocate and support him. I feel like that's one of the reasons why he was like, release these documents, because I feel like he feels untouchable. In all honesty, look at and I can't even say he shouldn't feel that way, because times when y'all should have nailed him to the cross, y'all didn't. In previous, like last administration, y'all didn't. If you felt like he was so instrumental in the situation that happened on January 6th, why y'all ain't charge him or something? Y'all didn't. He's been able to finesse for this long. Why would he not think that y'all can't do nothing to him? Right? I mean, it is a fucking madhouse. But we're gonna go ahead and listen to Jasmine Crockett and what she had to say, because Mike Johnson, of course, he's gonna sit up here and go through different type of mazes and come up with all kind of excuses as to why he didn't do a particular job. And she pretty much calls him out on his shit and says that he's full of it. So let us go ahead and check out what Miss Jasmine Crockett had to say. Let us get into it. All right.
Today, Speaker Johnson told CNN's Manu Raju that he never tried to kill the discharge petition to force this onto the floor, the Epstein bill, onto the floor for a vote. But he shares President Trump's concerns about the bill. Take a listen.
We wanted to ensure that victims of these heinous crimes are completely protected from disclosure, those who don't want their names to be out there. And I'm not sure the discharge does that, and that's part of the problem.
What's your response to that?
I would cuss, but I'm not going to. I'm going to just say he's full of it. Number one.
This is cable. You can cuss.
I'm not going to do it, but I am going to say that he is full of, okay, I'm going to do it. He's full of shit. Because here's the thing. Number one, we know that he didn't even bring the House back in because he was trying to avoid us dealing with Epstein. In fact, he would not even swear in a duly elected, now new member of Congress, depriving and having to be sued by her state and others because they literally did not have any representation. He violated the Constitution to avoid this. So miss me on pretending that this is about the victims. In addition to that, when we finally released some of the information that we got from the Epstein estate, and we had all the victims' names redacted, who was it that was out there saying, oh, and this person is the person that is supposedly mentioned in this section?
The Republicans,
The Republicans did that, to the extent that that victim's family had to come out against them for revealing potentially her name. Mm-hmm. So they're full of it. So right now, what I think is going to happen, the only reason that he is switched is because obviously he has had lots of conversations. Either the Senate is not going to take it up, or they don't have the votes in the Senate. One of the two. But he never plans for this to actually go forward.
Or you think this is going to get killed in the Senate?
I think that this is going to get killed some way, somehow.
Today, Speaker Johnson told CNN's Manu Raju.
I definitely can see that. I have to agree. I definitely think it's going to get killed. If it made it all the way up to Trump's office, if he has a decision in that, it's going to sit there on his desk and he's not going to get around to it, because he doesn't really want that out, even though he's trying to now switch the tune and be like, release it, right? I think because he also probably feel like he looking real guilty or whatnot, right? So that's one thing. But Another thing I wanted to get into real quick was this post that I came across over here on the TikTok, and I thought it was very interesting, and I needed to go back and fact check because I saw this post first. So let us get into what this woman has to say.
Well, someone on Trump's legal team is pretty bright. Not very ethical, but pretty bright. So you guys all saw Trump's tweet about all the Democrats that he thinks need to be investigated. And Pam Bondi has now opened an investigation into all the Democrats that Trump named in his Truth Social rant. Why does that matter? Because now the DOJ has an open, active investigation regarding the Epstein files. Why does that matter? Because it is well settled law. I've practiced criminal law for 30 years almost. It is well settled law that if there's an active investigation, then you don't have to release files. So even if the House and the Senate vote to release the files, even if Trump vetoes it and it goes back and they overcome the veto, the DOJ is going to say, we have an open investigation. We can't give you the files. Please share this. I don't ask you guys often to share this, but everyone needs to know what they're doing here. This is their checkmate, they think. This is how they can keep the files closed the entire time they're in power, because they'll keep an open investigation. Share this. Let everyone know that they are using the justice system after they've already said there's nothing there, the investigation's complete, nothing there. Now they're opening it for the sole reason. So when the Senate and the House vote to release the files, they can say, sorry, open investigation.
Now, I had to go back and fact check this for myself, right? So, let me make sure I get that off. All right. So I had to go back and fact check this for myself. And I go over to CNN, and they're saying that Trump says he's asking Justice Department to investigate Epstein ties to a slew of high profile figures, right? So as we go down, it says, I will be asking AG Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice, together with our great patriots at the FBI, to investigate Jeffrey Epstein's involvement in relationship with Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, JP Morgan, Chase, and many other people and institutions, to determine what was going on with them and him. So what this really is also doing, not only is he opening up this investigation, but it's also giving, if I'm going down, I'm not going down by myself. And y'all better tread lightly, and y'all better not speak up or say anything to support this, because I'm on your ass too. If anything happens to me, then it's gonna happen to all of us. Like, that's what it's giving. It's also giving another threat of, cooperate with me, scratch my back, then I might scratch yours too. Like, is anybody else getting that besides me? That's what I was getting. But let us go ahead and check out what this news report says.
Thing that the Department of Justice regularly does and says is that they can't release any files if there is an ongoing investigation. Does the resumption or beginning of this new version of the Epstein investigation inside the DOJ act as a way for them to justify preventing the files from being released?
Well, Massey and I were discussing that actually just this afternoon. There's still a lot of things they could release that wouldn't impact an investigation about financial crimes. They can release a lot of the witness interviews. They can release the FBI interviews with people who were involved in this farm system that Epstein had created. So there is such a large amount of files. And right now they've released almost nothing. So the question is, are they going to have a good faith investigation? Are they going to be good faith in releasing this? Are they going to consult the victims and survivors' lawyers? They haven't even done that. Our interest is in getting the truth out and justice out, and we much rather have them cooperating with us rather than intimidating House Republicans members in the Situation Room, trying to get them out off the petition.
Do you think it's possible for this investigation to be done in good faith, considering that the president asked specifically for an investigation into Democratic officials like former President Bill Clinton, like Larry Summers, former Treasury Secretary, without mentioning, of course, himself or any other potential Republicans with ties to Epstein?
Look, they have obviously politicized the Justice Department. They've gone after the president's political opponents. So I have deep concerns about how objective that investigation is going to be. The way to put a rest to all of this is just to release the files. It is to be transparent. And it's going to be a big vote on Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever the speaker is putting it out. He realized he couldn't stop the parade, so now he's gotten in front of it. And there's still time for Trump to do the same thing. His own allies are telling him, what are you doing, Mr. President? Why are you opposed to releasing the files when you campaigned on releasing them? He's becoming part of the swamp he railed against. And my hope is he changes course and that we can put this behind us and have justice. And the whole Epstein class needs to go. I don't care who it was, whether it was in the 1990s and involved Democrats or whether it's involved Republicans. They all need to go.
Okay, because the problem is that all of y'all wealthy as hell, and y'all all be on the same type of scratch my back, I'll scratch yours type energy. Now, they do go on to say that Bondi later on Friday confirmed she would launch the investigation on Trump's orders, assigning Jake Clayton, the top prosecutor in New York Southern District, to lead the federal probe. Ain't that something? Child, they coming up with all kind of plays. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. We'll just have to see what's going to happen. Do I think anything is going to happen when the files come out? No. They had plenty of time to do something and they didn't. And unfortunately, it's getting stuck. I mean, at least people will be exposed. But I'm wondering who else on that list is he trying to protect? Because I refuse to believe that the trafficking and things went on as long as it did. And those are only the few names that's a part of it. But leave your thoughts about that. The next thing I want us to get into, child, is the fact that this administration. So when we went through this government shutdown, honestly, and I told y'all already, for the people that don't know, some people ain't gonna care to know, and even the people that learn the truth gonna still ride with who they ride with over there on the red bus. So they did not have to cut people's SNAP benefits. That was a decision that they chose to fucking make. And I feel like at this point, when money is being abused and used within the government, they link it to fraud. When the fraudsters, in my opinion, are them. Right? I feel like they are using that as an excuse to steal money in my personal. Coming out saying, oh, we got to move funds from here, there. We don't have the money. Y'all should have had the money. What the fuck you did with the money? Right? So now I'm reading this article on Politico where it says the Trump administration will require SNAP participants to reapply for benefits. Not only did you guys put these people in a bind, not give them their money, some states sent the money out. Y'all tried to repeal it, get whatever money back from some of those people, making the states take some of the money back, right? Y'all got this legal situation going on with the snaps. And now y'all are coming to the front. The Agriculture Secretary, Brooke Rollins, said USDA will have participants in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program reapply for benefits. Now y'all got these people reapplying for benefits. That is so fucked up. That is so messed up. Like, and then here's the thing for me. Y'all say y'all found fraud, but my thing is, who are the individuals that committed the fraud? Because why aren't you going after them individually? Y'all haven't found no fucking fraud. What has happened is y'all done use that money up and y'all need people to comply, reapply so that you can disqualify a mass majority of them. It won't be millions of people on SNAP. It would be hundreds of thousands, maybe a million tops. But y'all need to get a lot of people off so y'all can reallot the money. And what I'm confused about is if y'all keep finding fraud, I need an itemized breakdown. Like, I feel like anything we pay money into, we could get an itemized breakdown. Why do y'all get itemized breakdowns when we file taxes? But how can I get an itemized breakdown as to exactly where the hell my money going? I'm a little confused. Where the money going? Because if you find fraud, right, and y'all want to have these people reapply and you're going to cap it off as so many people can qualify for it, then I think taxes should be cut instead of being raised in 2026. They should be cut. We shouldn't keep sending money. We paying for fraud if that's the case. Been paying for it. I just America just be pissing me off for real. Like, you grew up believing this America was just like the greatest thing ever. And girl, listen, The more you learn, the more you know. They're saying the Trump administration will require millions of low-income people to reapply for food stamps as part of an effort to crack down on fraud. And this is the real reason why they pulled the plug on SNAP during the shutdown, because they did not have to do it. It was a method in the madness, right? And a lot of people are saying this information was already a part of Project 2025, but some of y'all was too dumb and didn't care and didn't want to look into it or none of that. Or at least you probably was one of the people standing up there talking about, oh, it's a hoax, it's fake. That's not the case. He's not trying to be a dictator. This ain't gonna happen. That's impossible. All of that. Oh, okay then. Oh, okay. Okay. So now they're saying that they're gonna require this. They're saying Rollins told Newsmax on Thursday that she plans to have everyone reapply for their benefits, make sure that everyone that's taking a taxpayer funded benefit through food stamps, that they literally are vulnerable and they can't survive without it. But this is the problem, because y'all make the determination on what y'all believe people can't survive on. Shit, a minimum wage hasn't raised in years, but the cost of living has, inflation has, but y'all not raising it. And I hate that a lot of people we have in Congress are so disassociated with the people that are at the bottom. Y'all are so disassociated with the people that y'all represent. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm just thoroughly damn disgusted. I want to get into this news report real quick because y'all so disappointing, child.
Government Secretary SNAP benefits flowing again after the 43-day shutdown left millions waiting for their November payments. What can you tell us about the resumption of business? The USDA said all eligible families getting their full benefits today, while the Trump administration announces an overhaul of that program. You're requiring every SNAP participant to reapply as part of a crackdown on fraud. You pointed out data from 29 states showing 186,000 deceased individuals were still receiving benefits. 120 people under arrest for fraud so far. On top of that, New York requirements and a $186 billion budget cut also taking effect. So what? Somebody died and their heirs started receiving their SNAP benefits? Secretary, what happened?
It's just incredible. And, you know, within the first hour of me being sworn in February, this was one of my very first things that we did. We sent a letter to every state. We said business as usual is over. The status quo is no more. We know that the SNAP program is rife with fraud, but it's all anecdotal. This was last February, that we have no data. How is it true that the taxpayers through the federal government fund this $100 billion program every single year, but we don't even know whether it's being done correctly, what the accountability looks like?
So if you don't know that it's being done correctly or what the accountability look like, or you don't have documents, how the fuck do you know that it's fraud, though? You don't know that for sure that it's fraud. You just got in office and automatically said, whatever you're doing, we're shutting it down. We know it's fraud and we're going to find it. And even if it's not fraud, we're going to make it fraud. Like, girl, the most fraudulent thing was this man winning this Oval Office. Like,
we want that data ourselves. As I mentioned, 29 states complied, mostly the...
And you know the data that we want to know about the jobs. We want to know what the unemployment rate and shit is looking like, but y'all turned around and shut that down, right? They not releasing that type of information, but y'all want to talk about data that you want. Oh, okay. Well,
red states. And what we have found since we started getting that data late spring of this year is just stunning. As you mentioned, 186,000 deceased individuals receiving benefits, 500,000 people getting more than two times.
And then this is my other question. Why is there not a program that links back to SNAP when a person has died? Like, why y'all don't get like an update, like this person, like why y'all ain't got no scans? Like, why is there not like some type of cross or overlap? And you over here talking about fraud, y'all not, and you trying to take money away from these people, and they may very well need it, but y'all not looking into y'all employees too?
The benefit. So they're getting it in one place and then they're getting it in another place. The same person. We found thousands of individuals that were getting benefits in 3 to 4 or 5, 6 different.
And this is my other thing that I just call bullshit on. If you found this with individuals, why did y'all not go to those individuals individually and cut their snaps off? Why is everybody else having to be penalized and reapply for snaps? That does not sound like a solution to the problem to me.
States. I mean, it is one thing after another. And this is just from the red states. Can you imagine when we get through litigation and we get that data from California, New York, Oregon? We know under Biden, the program increased 40%. Of course, we believe they were trying to buy the election by pushing more and more money out without any accountability. So this is what we're trying to bring under control. And listen, we always knew it was going to be a really big deal. We knew that it was stunning what was happening. But what the shutdown did, that sort of unintended consequence of the Democrats shutting down the government over the last...
This bitch gotta go. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. It's the Democrats shutting down the government for me. She gonna have to go at this point. I can't. I cannot. I can't. And regardless of who shut the government off or down, y'all shut down people's snaps. Be very clear about that. Okay? Y'all shut that down. Girl, it was one more thing I want to get into, and I'm over here like, because she done irritated the shit out of me. Let me see. I guess I'll go ahead and get into it because ICE is still uncontrollable. That's something that's still going on, still uncontrollable. And I just really want y'all to listen to how this man sit in y'all face and play in it. Let's check this out real quick.
Gone viral, and I want to get your reaction to it, of landscapers who were being addressed by this individual that you see in the video. What do you say to people when they look at that and say that falls outside of this purview of getting criminals out? What do you say to them?
Martha, do we know the criminal records of those so-called landscapers? Do we know the criminal records of any illegal alien walking the streets here in Chicago or anywhere else? What we're finding is child rapists in big box stores looking to go into people's homes or hang those Christmas lights like we see in this video here. How do you know who these people are? Do they have a criminal record maybe in their home country? Who are these people?
How do y'all know who they are? Is my question. How do y'all know who they are? Some people, y'all know who they are. A lot of them, y'all don't. These people are literally working in somebody's yard, and y'all just roll up on them because they look like they're illegals to y'all. You just get to arresting them.
Too many times we're finding that some very, very disreputable individuals are seeking work in people's homes, in their gardens, and otherwise. We don't want those people in society, and that's what we're after. And, I think we've done a really good job here in Chicago and other places to remove these types of individuals.
This is what I just can't with America. I can't. When some of the biggest, criminals are born right here in this damn country, which is crazy to me. All right. Now, if you are a criminal and you done made your way over here illegally, like, I'm not saying that you can't go back, but you like, go do your time, baby. Right. But at the same time, it's just, I'm just disgusted. I can't. I'm disgusted, y'all. It's just a mess. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. I'm Jamie, that's me. I gotta get up out of here. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters. I'm silent. Nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification. Them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM and the ATL. They done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF. Got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man? They say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film. I can feel the pool. We gon' make them swim.